The dying man's heart was failing. Dr. Marcus Chen had 4 minutes to save him. The same white boy who'd written slurs on his locker tormented him for 12 years. Now Marcus held the scalpel. Fluorescent lights buzzed overhead like angry wasps. The monitor screamed, blood pressure dropping, oxygen saturation critical, aortic dissection, the great vessel tearing itself apart, hemorrhaging blood around his heart. The nurse, Diane, looked at Marcus with 30 years of ER experience burning in her eyes. "Doctor, we need to move. Now." But Marcus didn't move, because lying there, gray-faced and gasping, with maybe 3 minutes before his aorta tore completely, was Brandon Whitmore, the same Brandon who'd slammed his lunch tray to the cafeteria floor in 3rd grade while everyone watched. The same one who'd written the N-word across his locker in 7th grade, letter by letter, day after day. The same one who'd made sure Marcus walked alone, sat alone, existed alone for 12 years in a town that already wanted him invisible. Brandon's blue eyes flickered open. Recognition flooded his pale face like ice water. "No!" he croaked, hand trembling toward Marcus. "Not you. Anyone but him." The monitor's scream intensified. 90 seconds before the dissection reached his heart, and Marcus had a choice to make. 28 years earlier, Millbrook, South Carolina, was the kind of town where church steeples cast shadows longer than laws, where railroad tracks divided black from white as clearly as any statute ever had. Marcus's mother, Angela Jackson, worked double shifts at the textile mill, hands raw and scarred, back permanently bent. She raised Marcus in a 2-room apartment where pipes groaned and walls wept from heat. But she raised him with something more valuable than comfort. "Baby, listen to me," she whispered every morning, scarred fingers gentle despite their calluses. "You're going to be somebody. You're going to show this town what a black boy can become when he's got fire in his belly and God in his heart." Marcus believed her. He studied by flashlight when electricity got cut off, which happened every few months when Angela chose between power and her diabetes medicine. He read medical journals from the library, fascinated by how a surgeon's hands could mean the difference between life and death. By 3rd grade, he could name every bone in the human body. Knowledge became his fortress, but it couldn't protect him from Brandon Whitmore. Brandon was everything Millbrook valued. White, wealthy, athletic. His father owned the largest construction company in 3 counties. When 8-year-old Brandon decided Marcus made an easy target, no teacher intervened. No principal called home, because Marcus was just another black kid in a school that tolerated black kids the way it tolerated rain, an inconvenience to endure, never embrace. It started small, the way systemic cruelty always does. "Monkey," whispered during roll call. Textbooks knocked from his desk. Homework torn and scattered. But Brandon was smart about it. Cruelty masked as accidents, violence dressed as pranks, racism coded as jokes. When Marcus shoved back in 4th grade after being tripped into a mud puddle, he got suspended for 3 days. Brandon got a sympathetic pat from the principal. The message was clear. Some kids could fight back. Others had to swallow it and smile. The cafeteria became Brandon's stage. He'd wait until lunch was in full swing, until everyone was watching, then backhand Marcus's tray from his hands. "Oops, guess you're eating off the floor today." Like a dog. Laughter erupted. Some turned away, faces tight with secondhand shame. But no one said stop, and Marcus would kneel in the spreading puddle of his lunch, cheeks burning, while Brandon walked away untouchable. Then, junior year, Marcus made honor roll again, 3rd year running. When Brandon cornered him outside the library, a freshman stumbled past, a small black kid, arms full of books. Brandon's hand shot out, shoving the kid hard into lockers. Books exploded across the floor. Something inside Marcus snapped. His hand gripped Brandon's wrist. Hard. "Leave him alone." Brandon's eyes widened. For years, Marcus had taken everything silently. "Let go of me." "No." Pick up his books. "Apologize." Fear flashed across Brandon's face. He'd expected Marcus to cower. Instead, Marcus's dark eyes burned with controlled fury, the kind that doesn't explode but simmers, patient and absolute. Brandon jerked free. You just made the biggest mistake of your life, and... Say it, Marcus interrupted, voice deadly quiet. Finish that word. I dare you. Brandon's mouth opened, closed. The hallway had gone silent. For the first time in his life, Brandon Whitmore didn't know what to do. Marcus released him, helped the freshman gather books, and walked away. That night, Brandon told his father Marcus had attacked him unprovoked. By morning, formal complaint. By afternoon, 2-week suspension. The freshman he defended never said a word. Fear kept people silent in Millbrook. Senior year brought graduation, like a door Marcus could finally walk through. Angela worked herself sick saving for college applications, hands shaking from exhaustion, but still whispered her mantra. You're going to be somebody. Marcus applied to 15 universities, accepted to 12. Full scholarship to Duke for pre-med. When the acceptance letter arrived, Angela collapsed in her kitchen chair and sobbed, holding him so tight he could feel her heartbeat. You did it, baby. You showed them. But Millbrook had one more lesson. At graduation, as Marcus walked across the stage, valedictorian highest honors, Brandon started it from the audience. Affirmativestein. Affirmativestein. It spread through the football team like wildfire. The chant didn't drown out the applause, but it poisoned it. Angela was waiting outside, face wet. Don't let them take this from you. You earned every bit of it. Marcus nodded. But something calcified in his chest that day, scar tissue over a wound that would never fully close. Duke was different. For the first time, Marcus was surrounded by people who saw his potential before his pigmentation. He thrived. Medical school at Johns Hopkins. Cardiothoracic surgery residency. While other residents crumbled under 100-hour weeks, Marcus excelled. He took his stepfather's name during residency. Chen sounded less threatening on hospital badges. Open doors Jackson sometimes closed. A survival strategy. But every time he wrote it, he felt a small pang of erasure. By 34, Dr. Marcus Chen was one of the leading cardiothoracic surgeons in the Southeast. 300 successful surgeries. And he'd made a promise. He would never let personal feelings interfere with patient care. Every life mattered. Every patient deserved his best. Then came that Tuesday in March. 18 hours on call. His pager exploded. Code red. Aortic dissection. ETA 90 seconds. He ran. Paramedics burst through doors, a body convulsing on the gurney. 35-year-old male. Type A dissection. Maybe 5 minutes. Marcus was already moving, hands reaching for the patient's wrist. Then he looked at the face. Time stopped. Every moment came flooding back. The lunch trays, the slurs, the loneliness, the graduation ruined. Doctor? Diane's voice cut through. What do we do? Their eyes met. Recognition hit Brandon like a physical blow. Please, not you. Get someone else. You have 3 minutes, Marcus said flatly. There is no someone else. I'm the only cardiothoracic surgeon on call. Pain tore through Brandon, words dissolving into a strangled gasp. Marcus felt something twist in his chest. For one moment, one terrible, tempting moment, he imagined walking away, the universe offering revenge on a silver platter. 2 minutes, maybe less. Prep or 2, Marcus said, voice cutting through chaos like a scalpel. 6 units blood. Page anesthesia. We're going in now. But, doctor, he said. I don't care what he said. Marcus's eyes never left Brandon's. I'm a surgeon. He's dying. That's all that matters. Something flickered across Brandon's face. Shocked that the kid he'd tortured was about to save his life. Then his eyes rolled back. They sprinted toward the oar. Marcus walked alongside, hand on Brandon's wrist. Stay with me. I've got you. The monitor flatlined. He's coding. Move. They burst through, or doors. Dr. Marcus Chen went to work. The surgery took 6 hours and 14 minutes. 6 hours where Marcus's hands moved with precision honed through 10,000 procedures, repairing the tear, bypassing damage, stitching vessels with sutures thinner than hair. 6 hours where nothing existed except the rhythm of the heart-lung machine and the absolute focus required to save a life every cell in his body wanted to let slip away. Around hour 3, Diane leaned close. "You know him." Marcus's hands never paused. "Yes. You're a better man than most." Marcus didn't respond. His hands were inside Brandon's chest, holding his still heart. One wrong move, one moment of anger, one decision made in bitterness, and it would be over. Complications happen. Nobody questions it. It would be so easy, so justified. But that's not who Angela raised him to be. Hour 5 brought a complication. Bleeding filled the field faster than suction could clear it. Pressure dropping. 70/40. 30 seconds before Brandon's brain started dying. Marcus's fingers found the vessel, clamped it, suction, tie it off, pack around it. The bleeding stopped. Pressure stabilized. The oar exhaled. When they finally closed, Marcus stepped back, scrub soaked with sweat, hands trembling. But Brandon Whitmore was alive. In the surgeon's lounge, Marcus sank on the battered couch and let himself cry. Not for Brandon. For the 8-year-old boy who knelt on a cafeteria floor while everyone watched. For Angela, who'd sacrifice her health so her son could have a chance. For every black kid told they didn't belong. Brandon's family waited in the consultation room. His wife, his father, Richard, 2 kids pale and scared. "The surgery was successful," Marcus said. "He's stable. I expect full recovery." Richard Whitmore stared. Recognition dawned. "You're that kid from Millbrook. The one your son tormented for 12 years. Marcus finished calmly. "Yes." Silence crashed through the room. Every time someone tried to hold him accountable, you silenced them. You used your money, your power to make sure your son never faced consequences. You taught him being white and wealthy meant he could hurt whoever he wanted. Richard's shoulders sagged. "And you still saved him." "I took an oath. Your son's actions don't change my responsibilities." Marcus moved toward the door. "But when he wakes up, he'll know the black kid he tried to break grew up to save his life. Every time his heart beats, he'll remember who gave it back. That's not revenge. That's reality." 3 days later, Brandon was awake. Marcus entered for post-op rounds. Their eyes met. "I remember everything," Brandon said, voice hoarse. "3rd grade through graduation. And you still saved me. Why? Why what? Why didn't you just let me die?" "Say what you did," Marcus said, voice steel. "Name it." Silence. Then, barely a whisper, "I called you slurs. Made you eat off the floor while everyone watched. Wrote slurs on your locker. Made sure you were always alone. I tried to destroy you." "Why?" "Because I could. Because my dad taught me power meant hurting people without consequences. Because I was a monster." He was sobbing. "And you saved me anyway. I'm sorry." "I don't need your apology," Marcus said quietly. "I became a surgeon despite you. I saved your life because that's what I do, not because you deserved it. Because I'm not you." The words landed like judgment. Your kids were in that waiting room. People who love you. I didn't save you for yourself. I saved you for them. For your wife, who didn't choose who you were in high school. For your children who deserve a father. He moved toward the door. "What you do with this second chance, that's on you. You can be the person your father raised you to be, or you can be something better. Choose wisely." 2 months later, an envelope arrived. Inside, a check for $25,000 made out to the Angela Chen Scholarship Fund for Black medical students. The note read, "I can't undo the past, but maybe I can help make sure no other kid goes through what you did. Thank you for showing me what strength really looks like. BW." Marcus set up the scholarship in his mother's name. Every year, it would go to a black student pursuing medicine. Every year, it would open a door that had been closed. The first recipient was 17-year-old Jasmine from Millbrook's South Side, same neighborhood Marcus grew up in. Same halls, same teachers, same barely concealed racism. When he handed her the acceptance letter to Duke, full ride, pre-med, Her hand shook so hard she almost dropped it. "Thank you," she whispered, tears streaming. Marcus thought of Angela, of her scarred hands and fierce belief, of Brandon, now working as a youth counselor, speaking at schools about bullying and privilege and the damage silence does. "You're going to be somebody," he told Jasmine. "And when you are, you're going to reach back and pull someone else up. That's how we change things. One person at a time. One choice at a time. One act of grace when the world expects revenge." She nodded, clutching the letter like a lifeline. Have you ever faced a choice between what someone deserves and what's right? Have you had to decide who you'll be when you finally have power over someone who hurt you? This isn't just about racism or revenge. It's about the moment we all face, when we decide if we'll perpetuate the cycle of hurt or be brave enough to break it. That's not weakness. That's the truest power there is. The power to choose who you'll be when nobody's watching, when nobody would blame you for choosing hate, when the world would understand if you walked away. That's when character is forged. That's when we become who we really are.